Hello, this is Critical Information Bureau coming from Hull, England. This is Emma Kumbe speaking. We're the people that bring you the truth, nothing but the truth. Because the truth is what is going to set you free. We don't accept donations. Please make all the donations through your beloved interim government. I want to talk about our Southern Cameroon elitism. Today is about elitism. We need to be careful. We need to be very careful because we were brought up to be very elitist. That is our Southern Cameroon society, and that was probably Cameroon society. We have got that from our relationship with La République. Okay, minister of this, director of this, professor of that. All right, but we must remember that these people have failed us completely. And then some of the people like Ahijo, who was not educated that much academically, actually achieved a lot more. Foncha. These people actually work for the people. Okay? Today, we just have people who say, well, I'm a professor, so you have to listen to me. But they are not achieving anything. They just don't do anything. We've got more lecturers, more professors now. We've got more doctors now, occupying very high posts now in Cameroon. And today, we are getting zero results from them. We have to be honest and be fair. I'm not, talking about the struggle at the moment. What I'm talking about is practicality. Okay? These people with big letters after their names. I have my own letters after my name, but that's not what I'm flaunting here today. But these people with letters after their names have failed us completely. And there is very little example in the whole of Africa that you can go to and try to find a case for qualification. There is just no good example. If you look at some of the leading presidents in Africa today, you find out that they are people with hardly secondary school education. Paul Kagame, he's built one of the cleanest African countries. He is actually come out with a country that has manufacturing as a base in his country. They are making their own laptops, mobile phones. They build their roads, their bridges by themselves. This is a guy who is a military man, for God's sake. Where are those big qualifications? Where is the professorship? He doesn't have it. Okay? You look at Museveni. Uganda is one of the most beautiful places you can go to today. This is happening now in front of our eyes. Where he's not doctor, this professor, that, nothing, just a normal guy from a soldier. Down to people like Julius Nyerere, Nelson Mandela, people like that. We need to look at all this business of saying, oh, we need to have professor this working for us. We need to have bishop this. At the end of the day, Southern Cameroonians, we need to be very careful with qualifications. Because sometimes it is a deception. Okay? It is a deception. A lot of these people who with a lot of qualifications, most of the time, they don't actually know what they are doing. Especially when you just take them and give them any post you like where they are not even specialists of that particular activity. All right? So I'm just warning Southern Cameroon, be careful with the names professor this, doctor this. Those things are deceptive. They doesn't mean that person knows what they're doing. It does not mean that. Okay? Let me give you a simple example. I love my Dr. Sako. I respect Dr. Akwanga. I think he's one of the people that started the rebellion, Dr. Akwanga. But let's look at his reaction to the atrocities in Southern Cameroon. One of the things he preaches is Geneva Convention. I don't want Dr. Akwanga to tell me that he was misunderstood. No, he was not misunderstood. He has been going around talking about how he is following Geneva Convention. Okay? Now, let's look at the person, the country that we are fighting against. We're fighting against La République. Okay? Recently, La République came, killed Ayeke. I don't know how they did it. And they were displaying the body of the dead people, the body of Ayeke all over Kumba. He was displayed in the market. He was displayed in the motor park or wherever it was. His dead body is all over the internet. A dead body. I want to ask Dr. Akwanga now whether that is Geneva Convention. I've not looked at Geneva Convention because this morning, and I will probably go and spend some time and look carefully at what it really says. But it doesn't look to me as if it was written inside Geneva Convention that if you kill somebody, okay, your enemy, you should take his dead body and display it to women, children, and young people, and well, to anyone, and parade it like that. I would like Mr. Akwanga to explain to me whether that is Geneva Convention. Okay, burning of villages. We've seen La République burning villages. Is that part of Geneva Convention? Does Geneva Convention allow you to burn a village when you are unhappy with the people? Let's say it's a conflict. La République doesn't say that we are fighting a war, but he's burning villages. So is that part of Geneva Convention? Each time La République soldier dies, they just go and shoot some random people in a village. 2, 3 big women, babies, everything shot. And then, again, I will pass this message to Mr. Akwanga. Is that Geneva Convention? So, okay, and I know what the answer will be. Akwanga is going to tell me that it's not Geneva Convention. And that the fact that La République is not following Geneva Convention, he will follow Geneva Convention. Okay, I'm just second guessing the kind of answer that he will give me. But that is where my problem is. Okay, this is where my problem is. Once we have a problem, we then take this problem and then you give it to people who are not practical. Okay, and we say to them, go and do your analysis. Go and put your academic analysis. Go and read all your books. Okay? And then come and tell us how we are going to respond. So that we make the United Nations happy. We make everybody happy. Okay? That is the way we are prosecuting our war effort. Through our academics. Alright? Look at the simple case. Kwakwa is banned. Alright? What is the response that we have from our interim government? Okay, for some of our activists, it's analysis, it is reports, it is documents, it is complaints. But what they don't do is what a practical person will do. Yeah, okay, a practical person will retaliate. A practical person will give a warning. No burn my village again. If you do that, I will burn your own. Okay? That is a practical, realistic response, which is not academic. It's not academic, yes. But that is what is expected. If you go to court and you say to the judge, I burnt his house because he just burnt mine. The judge is going to look at that case and say ask the other person, did you burn his house? Or maybe that's why he burnt yours. Okay? So that the judge is looking at this now from a practical standpoint. A practical standpoint. Not academics. If you go and look at the academic side of it, then you say, well, the fact that your house was burned does not mean that you should burn the other man's house. Okay? But if you look at a practical situation, you slap me, I slap you. That is a practical situation. That is normal human reaction to a problem. Okay? The Indians killed some Pakistanis in a train incident years ago. The Pakistanis retaliated by killing some Indians, which is one of the reasons we had the war. Well, I don't know that's the reason, but that was one of the reasons there was a war in India and Pakistan. People retaliate. Okay, If you go and kill one of the Taliban generals, they are going to kill one of your important, or they will attack a building. All right. But if you take this message and then you give it to a professor that they've just burnt a village, all right, you give it to your professor that they've just burnt a village, that professor will then analyze it and come and tell you that we are going to respond by self-defense, which is what we're getting all the time. Okay, we will defend, we will complain about it. We might write a letter to the United Nations. We shall present it on our social media. Chris Anu will come and complain about it. But the one thing that we don't do is retaliate. And the reason we are not doing that, I will go through it again, I know I'm repeating myself, is that we have professors controlling this struggle. It's a very good idea, but practically we need to think about it again. We need just normal people in the interim government. Just normal. No, we don't want no bishop, no professor, nothing. Just a normal person. Just a normal human being, being by me for village. Just normal people. Okay? I'm serious. Like, we need normal people who will do normal things. All right? Well, I'm not saying that is the answer to this problem. I'm saying think about it. If somebody comes to speak on behalf of this interim government, maybe the time has come to have just normal people. It doesn't have to be a professor. Just normal people. And let's try to see how they're going to react to these things. Okay? If you leave this matter with Field Marshal, and when something happens, if you listen to Field Marshal is giving a warning and a retaliation. Okay, I don't know how much control he has, but if you listen to him, he's immediately reacting correctly, and is retaliating. Is telling you that there are going to be consequences. There will be consequences. Okay, that is a practical person in the forest. That's a practical human being, right? We need such voices and actions coming which are reactionary, which are realistic, which are practical, which is what is going to happen. So if they burn your house, burn the other man's own house. If they burn Kwakwa, don't cry. Go burn their own Kwakwa. Find a village, they burn them. That is what will happen in a true situation. Okay? I know I'm sending audios about this all the time. I will just carry on talking like this. When the Israelis went and attacked Palestine, I will go through this again. In the old days, Israelis should just go and kill some Palestinians, and Yasser Arafat would just complain and complain and complain and write letters to the United Nations and complain and put the pictures on the internet and put it on Palestinian magazines, and that will be the end of the story. Those Palestinians have died. The next day, Israel will come and do the same thing in Palestine, and there will just be a complaint, and Yasser Arafat will complain and write a letter to America, to the United Nations, and complain and travel around the world complaining that Israel has attacked them. Nothing happens. Israel will come and attack again. This was happening on a weekly basis. Now comes Hamas. What did Hamas do? Hamas decided that they are going to launch attacks inside Israel. Each time Israel attacked them, they say, okay, no problem. We attack Jerusalem. Okay, the first few times Israel tried to play it off, it's not a problem, we're going to still attack Palestine. But the next time they did it again, Hamas launched nearly 300 missiles inside Israel. Nearly 300 missiles inside Israel, inside Jerusalem. That's what Hamas did. I cannot remember the last time when I heard that Israel went to Palestine to attack them. I can't remember that. Bring this to our interim government, right? I am not Joe Ayaba. I am not Eric Tato. So please do not associate me with these retards. All right? I believe in institutions. And the institution that I believe in right now is the interim government, where our government was removed by La République, I don't know how they did it, but we did not have, where our government was taken away by another country. We need to have a government back in place immediately, pronto, no arguments. All right? But if you put this problem, which it happens in Palestine, the same problem, Israel comes and kills some people in Palestine. Same thing, La République comes and kills some people in southern Cameroon. We will send it to our doctors and our professors to think about it for us. And all we're going to get is songs of praise, television, activists arguing, opinions, but no retaliation. Don't get me wrong, self-defense is ace. And thank you, Dr. Sako. Thank you, interim government. Thank you, restoration forces. Your self-defense strategy is working. And we have to praise you for that. Okay? We have to praise you for that. All right? But what we need to understand here is that we cannot have academics all the time telling us what to do. You can use your academics to go and talk to the United Nations, to explain the problem to the United Nations. You can get your academics to be writing letters to African Union, to the United Nations, to the US. If they know the problem, they should take their time and don't talk for 2 hours. Okay? But when it comes to the battle, then you need to look at how you are going to actually get that person, get La République du Cameroon from killing innocent people in southern Cameroon. That is a problem that our professors cannot solve. You don't solve that problem by going to school and have learned a lot of books. No. What you do what has happened before. Okay? You do what has happened before. And that is why we want people, normal people, practical people, day-to-day people who will do what day-to-day people do when they are faced with a day-to-day problem. Okay? When you take it and put it inside an academic machine, what comes out sometimes, it might be politically correct, but it is not practical. Okay? You say, well, according to Geneva Convention, I cannot go and burn a village in La République. Clear, we understand that. Academically, yes, we can see Mr. Kwanga why you do not want to go and burn a village in La République. He comes and he uses rocket-propelled grenade and start exploding that inside villages with villagers, grandmothers, everybody right there. You say, well, we are not going to do that because that is not part of Geneva Convention. Well, another person will go and do exactly the same thing in Francophone area. Take a rocket-propelled grenade, go and attack someone. In Francophone area. Yes, that is a different way of looking at it. I'm not suggesting, I am telling you that there are different ways of doing things. Hamas has attacked Israel in front of the United States. What has the United States done? Nothing. America has stood by and watched as the Hamas launched missiles inside Israel. Donald Trump went and bombed a terrorist in Iran. Iran bombed a American base in Iraq. These things I'm telling you are just the way people are. Do you understand? What did America do? America backed up. America said, well, okay. This is the United States I'm talking about. This is the United States I'm talking about. So when you bring these people with excessive academic accolades, all right, and say, well, you know, before we put you in our post, before we give you a job in Ambazonia, you have to be a professor, a doctor. Remember, that does not guarantee any success. And there is no evidence that this is the kind of people that will bring you success. Okay? You should look at practicality. How do people react when this kind of thing actually happens to them? We've ended up with refugees in southern Cameroon now, and the United Nations is busy counting them. And you know, Sako has come to us to give money so we can look after the refugees. All right? They don't have any refugees. We are the ones that have refugees. Francophones don't have a single refugee. No. They hardly shoot anybody in their country. No. They are coming and shooting us in our country. Don't tell me anything. It's a random killing. They are terrorizing you. I use the word terrorize. They are using terrorist method to kill you, to frighten you. They're not using Geneva Convention. Where is the Geneva Convention when it comes to going to kill a grandmother in a village? What Geneva Convention? Mr. Akwanga, tell me where is the Geneva Convention here? So, should you, Southern Cameroonians, be going along with your academics and talking about Geneva Convention? And think about it. If somebody burnt your village and you burnt their own village, will that have stopped the burning? I think so. I think so. I think if you had burnt Francophone villages when they burnt your own, in fact, after the first village, you should have burnt a Francophone village. The moment they burn any village, you burn their own. That would have actually made them think about why they are burning your villages. They would have thought about it. Let them have some refugees too. When the Francophones are running around with no place to stay, they would tell their government to stop killing you. At the moment, we've got a kind of system in place now where we, the Southern Cameroonians, are absorbing every kind of pressure. All the killings are taking place in our area. All the wars are taking place in our area. All the atrocities are taking place in our area. Or any policeman who needs bribe comes to our area to get bribe. They are, what they're going to put a tax on mobile phone now. For God's sake, we are bringing the problem and accepting the problem in our area, and we are not doing what is practical by taking it back to them. Nobody has told you that you cannot cross that line. It's like somebody has said to us that you cannot cross the boundary. Stay within Ambazonia and let them come and kill you in Ambazonia. That's not what it is. Okay? So, to end this audio, I want to just make it practically clear to the interim government. This is Eyong Akumbe speaking here. We, Southern Cameroonians, should not rely entirely on academics, professors, to run our struggle. It cannot be. We don't have any data to prove that when you have a lot of professors, you are going to succeed. All right? There's no country that has that kind of record. All right? Most struggles from all the other groups, pressure groups, whatever, they use normal people most of the time. Just normal people. But when you have a focus and a concentration on academics, and if you look at everything, Dr. This, I'm not being funny with you, but Dr. Cho Ayaba, Dr. Akwanga, please, Southern Cameroonians. We are naturally elitist, but we don't realize it. We are elitist. We like big qualifications. Okay, we do in our culture. It is nice that your child has studied very hard to the highest possible level. But remember, some of the biggest brains in this world ran away from school. Bill Gates, Elon Musk. You know what I mean? Some of these people who are running the biggest organizations in the world right now, Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Amazon, these people are just normal people. They are normal people in society. And it's the normal people in society that actually makes society what it is. Don't focus on a small group of academics and think that is the answer to the problem. You know what I mean? Okay, if you have a problem, you don't say, okay, this is my professor, this is going to come and tell us about this. I know. I understand. It is tempting to do that. I can see where the temptation is. But the three presidents in Africa right now who are making absolute waves because of their successes, they are academics, but not to that extent. All right? Not to that extent. We need to start making sure that we have just a normal people. Just normal people in the interim government. Just normal people. All right? Just normal people. They could make the difference. This Critical Information Bureau coming from Hull, England. Eyong Akumbe speaking. Until next time, stay safe.